Testing. Testing. Cool. Okay. I know I'm slow. I'm just trying to get ready. I have so much I want to talk about. Oh, I should probably pull up. Okay. Okay. I'm so happy that things are actually working. Oh, did I freeze? Dang it. I think I froze. Hmm. That's a lovely shot. There we go. Okay. Hello. I feel like I need like a starter. I feel like people have like a little saying or something that they do or say whenever they start their live streams or their podcasts or whatever. I don't really have a you know, thing, an intro thing. I have a lot I want to talk about. Let's see, where do I start? Um, I was sick last week, so sick. Um, it started like Saturday evening, and I started coughing a lot, and then Sunday I got up and I just was so dragging. I didn't really want to go to church, but it was Easter, and so I was like, oh, I really need to go to church on Easter. So I like drug myself to get in the shower and to get ready and went in, and I didn't really feel good the whole time I was there. I um I was just my stomach was hurting. I wasn't really coughing a lot yet, but my stomach was hurting. And then I came home and cooked for because I cooked for the boys. I made a chicken and risotto and some vegetables, and then like we had a carrot cake, a chocolate cake. Um, but oh, I messed that up. Um, but I just didn't really feel that good. And so then it just went all downhill from there. Sunday night, I started vomiting, which is crazy because I had the flu like maybe like 12 years ago where I was like down in bed vomiting. And that was, I think, is the last time that I threw up. And so it was not a pleasant experience. um, and then I was like, I have, and like a few weeks ago, I was talking to my son about how I've been at my new job for almost a year. It'll be a year next month. And I haven't been sick at all. I haven't taken any sick days. There was one morning I wasn't really feeling good. Um, so I slept in and then I worked and made up the hours later in the week. But I have not taken any unplanned sick days or whatever. So I was off Monday and then I got up Tuesday with the intention of working and I just felt awful. And I texted my boss and was like, I was planning on signing on, but I need to go back to bed. I feel awful, awful, awful. And I went back to bed and I slept. Um, and then finally got back in the game on Wednesday and then worked. Thank goodness it's been so busy, but it just all of a sudden just really slowed down and I'm so glad that I wasn't sick at a time whenever it was like super busy because I would hate to leave my coworkers with that. So, um, with work, it just, it's one thing for them to have to do just like an urgent thing, but to have to like, unplanned. If you're planning on taking a vacation, that's one thing. But to just leave coworkers, I don't like to do that. So, um, I will try my best. Since I work from home, I feel like it's okay if you just don't really feel that great to just push through and work. But this was the first time I've been knocked down by being sick for a long time. So, and 2 days. Like normally I can bounce back in a day or so, but yeah, it kicked my butt. While I was sick, I laid in bed and I did a few more drawings on this. I'm still working through this making comics book. Um, I'm really going super slow through it and just kind of drawing. Um, there's a page that's like, it gives you like a whole bunch of ideas on things to draw. Sorry, but I am kind of just like drawing. These are like draw yourself, um, surfing with a shark, eating fried chicken, walking a tightrope as a pirate, just like different ideas to draw yourself. And then she goes back to this basic of drawing. It's called the Bernetti style, where you kind of draw just like a big head and a body, and then you go from there, of just like adding detail to it. And so she kind of has you like draw those over and over and over, um, like a timed like 4 and 12 minutes or something like that. And then you can draw yourself like as a mermaid. There's a mermaid. Or as whatever. And I've kind of taken just like redrawing some of the other photos that are in here. So I did some drawings when I was sick. Sorry. I am still getting over a little bit of this coughing. But so this was one of my drawings of me vomiting. Because why not draw real life? Um, Here's a little recreation of a person with a balloon, and there's a peanut on a skateboard, and some lady. I kind of redrew some of the things in the book. Okay, and then I also drew this photo of Carol Danvers, because when I was sick, I rewatched Captain Marvel. Um, so I was kind of like obsessing about Captain Marvel and Carol Danvers again. So I just drew me a little Carol Danvers, and which will bring me to my comics that I'm going to start reading. Um, this week I'm going to start. rereading The Life of Captain Marvel. This is the so shiny. This is the 2018 comic. I do have the 1985 comic that I want to get. I have it in my watch list on eBay, but this is the 2018 um, The Life of Captain Marvel, and they're each five. They're five comics, so I'm gonna read like one comic a week. So I'll probably be showing a new one of these each week. So this is number one. So I'm gonna read number one this week, and then I'll show you the other ones for next week. So I'm gonna reread those. I do want to get the 1985 comic set too. I have the whole set, the five in my watch list that I want to get, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. So I'm just gonna reread the 2018, and I'll probably rewatch the movie again because I love Captain Marvel. I really want to get the DVD for Miss Marvel because I really loved that show. Um, it was only one season on Disney, I think, and then they had the Marvel the movie with the three of the Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and there was somebody else. I can't remember who, but I don't have that movie, but I do have Captain Marvel. And I would like to get the Miss Marvel because I really liked that show. It was good. So, yes, so I'm going to start reading Captain Marvel 2018 for the next 5 weeks. I want to keep it like I could just sit down and read all the comics at once. But I don't know, it kind of makes it, nice to just like when you'd go new comic book release like each week and get a new comic and you read it that week and then you would the next week you would get another one. So I don't know, I just kind of like that slowed down old school kind of way of doing things. So I'm going to read number one of 2018, The Life of Captain Marvel, this week. So what else? I talked about being sick. While I was sick, I watched Captain Marvel. But I also was rewatching My So-Called Life. I love that. I freaking love that show. It's one of my favorite shows. That was like my um I had that in my bio on my Instagram for a long time was like my so-called midlife. Like once I turned like 40 or 45 or something, but I took that out, but I've always considered I love that show. But I wanted to show you the DVD set of it because I think it's really cool. And I know it's such a cult following. It's such a but I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, I love this show." And it's one season and then it was canceled. But the DVD cases are so cool. So they're all different colors. So orange, purple, pink, blue, red. So I don't know, I just thought the cases were so cool, so I wanted to show them. I only watched I think I got through the first two, and then maybe I started the third one. So um anyway, I just was watching this. I just had it on watching it some while I was sick, and it was nice. I hadn't watched that for quite a while, so it was nice to rewatch that. I love that show. I love oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm here. I should probably stay in the screen. What the heck is her name? Claire Danes. That just totally like went out of my brain. I've been having that happen a lot lately on things that I know that I know. But Claire Danes, I love her. One of my I watched it twice, 2 or 3 times actually. Homeland, I freaking love that show. I actually want to get It's on my watch list, wait, or whatever, wish list for the whole DVD series, because I really love Homeland. I love that it's like her intelligence and also her mental illness and working for the government. I am obsessed with CIA stuff. CIA anything. CIA conspiracies, CIA officers, CIA work. I will watch an interview with a CIA officer or ex-CIA officer. Of course, they say that you're never ex. When you're CIA, you're always CIA. So, but I love that. And I love Homeland because it's like, I don't know, the CIA always seems to be flippity floppity. Like you can't really figure out where they're going, what they're gonna do. So, um, I just love anything CIA. So I love Homeland. I love her as a CIA officer too. I think it's cool. She's so smart in that show. And I really love Claire Danes. So that's on my list to get to. But I mean, not when she's like a teenager, because she's like my age, I think. She's maybe a couple years younger than me. So, um, but yeah, that's on my list of to gets for my DVD collection because I've canceled all my streaming. And I'm kind of been curating my DVD collection, which I was thinking I would do a podcast on that sometime of my DVD collection because I've kind of been curating it of what just shows that I like, movies I like, and things like that. So uh, it's like all of my favorite stuff so far. So um, or ones that I want to watch. So like I don't even know. But I'm just working. I'm still working on curating it because there's so much that I want to add to it. Um, but yeah, it's just, it can get expensive if you just keep buying and buying. So I'm just kind of slowly trying to add now. I have a nice collection of stuff that I can watch or rewatch, and so I kind of just need to stop buying things. Speaking of, I was thinking about I was talking about last week, and I even put on my Instagram of a show that I wanted to watch and recap. So I would do maybe like one or two. I don't think I can do a weekly one, especially with the series that I picked, which I'll tell you. The series that I picked was it just is gonna take a little bit more in depth. So I think maybe I'll do two a month. So two recaps a month of, and I'm going to do Twin Peaks. I decided. So I think that would be a great show to rewatch and analyze. I rewatched it maybe like 4 years, 4 years ago. I rewatched, but I think I only rewatched maybe not a lot, not the whole series. So it's been a very long time since I've watched the entire series. So I'm super excited to rewatch this and recap this, and especially um, that David Lynch that died. He died just like last year or maybe the year before, maybe 2014. I can't remember. So, but he was just such a creative, weird. Like the show is so weird and creative, and um, it has so many memes of the coffee guy. Um, but I'm thinking maybe the end of April or starting in May, I'm gonna start doing watch an episode, and then kind of I'll probably watch it a couple times, especially because Twin Peaks is so like there's just so much hidden gems in it. There's so many Easter eggs in it. Um, I feel like I need to like watch like a deep dive YouTube even after I've watched the episode. So I'll probably watch it like a couple times and then kind of make notes and do a recap on it. And then So maybe like twice a month I'll do a recap on it. I'm not sure when I'm gonna do those yet. Which brings me to I'm doing my lives on Sunday of just like my podcast, which I could probably do make Sundays twice a month be the recap of a show. But on Wednesdays, I'm going to do a art with me at like 6 Central Standard Time. So I'm going to go on a live and do an art with me. So I'm either going to draw or write or paint or something like that. So I'm still working my way through this making comics, like I said. So I'll be maybe drawing. I just primed these, but I haven't started painting on them. But I have these miniatures. It's kind of hard to see, they're kind of blurry. I have 3. I primed 3 of them because I wasn't sure. This is a dragon. Which one I wanted to start with. And this is like a little guy. It's sort of hard to get them to not be blurry. This is like a mushroom guy with a cape. He's super cute. I can't wait to like paint this one. So I'm gonna start painting on these. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for my first live. I'll probably do the painting because I'm really excited to get started on those. So on Wednesdays at 6 Central, if you want to do some art, I am going to do an art with me. It'll probably be maybe an hour. I don't know if I'm really like into it. I, sometimes can get lost in things and I may just end up going longer, but at least an hour of art with me. But so I don't know if I'm going to do the Twin Peaks recap on a different night or add that into Sundays. I may just do a different night. I think that might be easier. I guess it depends on if I have anything to chat about or not. If I don't really have anything to talk about, then why not just do the recap. But I'm so excited to start Twin Peaks. I just don't know when I'm going to start it. Probably, I kind of was putting things off because I was sick last week and I was just trying to get through the week and get things done. This week, I'm trying to get back on my schedule, my workout schedule. And I also have a work in the yard. I have a whole project that I'm working on in my front yard. And this week is finally supposed to be like upper 70s and nice and sunny. So I really want to get a lot of days knocked out in my yard. So, yeah. So I'm not sure. We'll see. But and my whole point was this week I really want to get a lot done in the yard. And so I made weight, and I'm also trying to get back in my workout schedule, and I'm changing up my workout schedule, which I'll talk about. So if I start watching Twin Peaks like the last week of April, I could start the recap podcast the 1st of May. So it'll probably be that last week. We'll see. Because I definitely want to watch the episode at least twice. Um, and I may do like I don't know if there's like deep dive David Lynch stuff for each episode anywhere or so we'll see. I don't know. I have to look and see if there's like commentary or whatever on my DVD also, so that could help me with the Easter eggs and the recaps and stuff like that. It's such a weird show. I would like to get where I'm watching it. If you wanted to watch it with me, that would be cool. But for right now, I'm just gonna watch it and do a recap. So I'm just not sure when, but I will figure it out over the next week. Other stuff I've been watching, I am still watching Firefly. I think I talked about that on here, that I was going to start Firefly. Well, I said I was going to take a break from Supernatural and start Firefly, which I did start Firefly, but I'm only 4 or 5 episodes. How many was in the first one? I think there was a double episode about Serenity and then 2 episodes. So I watched episode 5 last night. So I'm not that far into Firefly, and I love it. I love that show. I can see why everybody was so upset that it was canceled, but I just don't think it had. I think it ended up being like a cult following after the fact, which has made it even more insanely popular than I think it would have been if it just stayed on. But I think I talked about this last week that I watched a panel. I can't remember what con it was, Awesome Con or something like that. Um, the panel of the um, Firefly cast, and they were talking about they were going to start an animated um, Firefly series. So I haven't seen any more on that, but that's kind of cool. But I'm not even, I mean, I can't remember how many episodes there are, 14. So I'm not even halfway through. So I'm just kind of taking it slow. Like it's not any reason to speed through them. So I'm just kind of watching an episode here and there, and it's just kind of funny and nice and weird. And it's such a weird show because it's sort of old timey, but it's also space. So like you go into towns, and the towns are like the Wild West, like or like old Victorian England that you would think of. Like there's an episode where they go back and it's like the desert and people are on horses. And then there's one where they go and there's like this ball, like a ballroom, ball thing. But then they like are out in space flying on this aircraft. And so it's so weird. It's like the past, but it's also futuristic. So I don't know. It's just a weird show, and it's so funny. It's really just, it's kind of funny. The characters are hilarious. They're basically thieves, or they're um, smugglers, I guess would be a better word. So if there's stuff illegal, they'll take a fee from someone to uh, deliver that from one planet to another or whatever. So that's just kind of bootleggers. um, but it's just funny. The characters are hilarious. This is a weird show. I don't even. It's futuristic, but it's like the Wild West. I don't know. But it's a good show. But I also got back into Supernatural again, so I'm well into season 8 now. I think I'm maybe I don't know, episode 13 or something. So I did take a break from Supernatural for probably a week, and then I really kind of jumped back into it. Maybe Thursday. So I kind of took a break, and then last night I think I watched like 2.5 episodes. So um, yeah, so I'm kind of watching that at my own pace, and um, Firefly at my own pace, and just kind of doing whatever, just watching shows. I also Friday night I watched a movie called Weapon, which I was watching this girl's YouTube videos who does analog media. So I'll watch like, it's such a weird niche, but people that collect DVDs, and they'll do like a either an unhaul of DVDs or a haul of DVDs, or they'll kind of go over their favorite DVDs or new DVDs that they've thrifted or found or whatever. And I was watching this video, and this girl was talking about this movie called Weapon. And it was like a thriller, scary movie, and I'd never heard of it. And I used to love scary movies. I'm not really that into them as much anymore because it seems like they're just like gore. Uh, so it's just not really like scary or creepy or whatever. I kind of like a creepy thriller sci-fi, not just like a slasher um, movie. And I feel like so many movies now are just like slasher. So this movie was so weird because I had no idea what was going on, and there was a creepy lady in there with some this crazy makeup and this red hair and these chopped off bangs. You'll have to look up Weapon on Pinterest and see if this lady pops up because she's creepy. But basically, all these kids in this classroom, one night, they all at like 2:17 a.m. they all run out of their house, um, and they just disappear. And they're all running like you look up, they're all running like they're like flying with their arms out. It's so weird. Like he said it was like they were weaponized and they were a target headed towards something. So I think that's why it's called Weapon. But so all these kids in this classroom just all wake up at like 2:17 a.m., run out of their house and disappear. And there is one boy left in the classroom and the teacher. And I don't know, the town seems to blame the teacher. They start calling her like a witch and stuff. And it's just creepy and it's good. And I haven't watched a like good, creepy movie for a long time, but I liked it. It was really good. And it was so weird and creepy and but yeah, Weapon is the name of the movie and it's actually on Prime, I think. I do still have Prime, but it's only till the end of this coming week because I had paid for it for a year, so um sorry, I'm still trying to get over this last little bit. What else? I'm still reading Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm probably a fourth, third of the way through it. It's so good. It's so hilarious. I just I didn't really read a lot last week because I just didn't feel good. Like I just zoned out and watched TV. I just didn't really feel like, like focusing or whatever. So I didn't really read a lot last week, but I've kind of been trying to knock some out this weekend. But I love this book. It's so hilarious. My goal is to finish it by the end of the month, which I have half of a month left. So I think I'll get it done. It's so good. It's so funny. A freaking cat. The cat's name's Donut. It's like Princess Donut or something like that, but she's hilarious. And the guy is so funny. I don't know. It's just hilarious. I can see why people have gone crazy for it. I don't even know how many books there are of it. Let me look that up actually. I think they're still coming out. Um, because I thought I heard somebody say there was a new book coming out this year. So let's see here. There's 8 books, and oops, May 12th, 2026 is when book 8 comes out. So yeah, so there's 8 books. I'm on book 1, and I'm just gonna take my time with this because it's funny, and I feel like it's just one to savor. I've kind of stopped when I love books, I've kind of stopped just like plowing through them because there's always just this like, I don't know, this like loss at the end. I know I did it with years and years ago when I read the Twilight books. I just completely ignored my life and plowed through those. Um, Years ago, a few years ago, when I read the first 5 of the ACOTAR, I just plowed through those like crazy. And then I've been taking my sweet time with the Throne of Glass. I think I'm on book 5 of 7. So, but now ACOTAR is going to come out with 2 new books at the end of this year and the beginning of next year. So, but I think I'm just going to take my time with the Dungeon Crawler Carl books because they're funny. Um, so I'm kind of excited to just kind of go slow with those. So, what else? I am going to post in the chat if I can find it. I'm on my live. My son. Welcome my son to the live. Now, okay. Now he's got my dog riled up. I was gonna post in um the chat here this recipe for um so on Easter I cooked this basic risotto for my son. It's out of the Stanley Tucci cookbook, and I I wasn't going to post the recipe because it's out of the cookbook, but I found it online. So I thought I would just post it on here because I'm not sharing something that isn't free for you to go out there and look for. But I wasn't going to post the recipe if it was only in my cookbook and I couldn't find it anywhere online. But since I found it, I'm going to share it. My boys freaking loved it. And I ate risotto for a couple of days after. I actually didn't eat for the rest of Sunday and Monday, but when I started eating again, all I wanted was like bread or toast, and then I then I started eating that or a little bit of risotto again, and it was so good. My boys loved it. They just chowed down. They're not big veggie fans, but they chowed down on the chicken and the risotto. So I was so glad that they tried it. So yeah, I wanted to share that recipe. So I put it in the chat. What else? Oh, I said I'm watching. I'm also reading Dungeon Color Carl. I'm also reading this book called The Secret Lives of Geek Girls. And it's like I don't even know, anthology with stories. So there's stories, there's also comics, graphic novel stuff, photos, and just like there's just a bunch of different media type of writing in here. So basically, this is such cute. I freaking love some of the drawings in here. I'm just going to read the back. The Secret Loves of Geek Girls is a nonfiction anthology mixing prose, comics, and illustrated stories about the lives and loves of an amazing cast of female creators. Um, Expanded edition includes tales told from both sides of the table, from the fans who love video games, comics, and sci-fi to those who work behind the scenes as creators and industry insiders. So there's a little like comic strip from Margaret Atwood also in the beginning. So that's kind of cool. Um, and then there's just different stories. So I just kind of went and I'm picking like one or two stories a day to read, and then I'm just putting a little check mark by them if I've read them. And so I'm just taking my time, just reading one or two stories a day from this one. And then I also started, oh, okay, so because I was sick, I failed my 75 hard challenge. I mean, there's just not, I don't know what I could have done. I guess maybe I could have walked, but I mean, I didn't even get out of bed and I didn't even go to work. So it just is what it is. So I just accepted it that I failed my 75 hard. I think I was on day, um, sorry, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 37, 36 or 37. So fail. So I'm done with 75 hard. I've decided I'm not going to restart it yet. Um, but I'm reading this book called The Forever Strong Playbook right now. And it's a 6-week science-based plan to sharpen your mind, strengthen your body, and get healthy at any age. So I think I'm going to read this. And I'm not very far into it. Um, and there's all kinds of like assessments and stuff to do. Um, and little like meditations and questions and stuff to answer. So I'm not moving super fast through it. So I'm going to read this, and then I think I'm going to do her 6 week. Not really a challenge. 6 week plan, and then maybe I will get back to trying 75 hard again in I don't know August, September, October maybe. I like to do it before it gets extreme weather, like winter. I can deal with summer because I could go for a walk like super early in the morning and it's daylight in the summer. So I just don't want to do it whenever it's like hardcore winter. So, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to read this book and then my plan is to finish it by the end of April and same with Geek Girls. But I want to finish this by the end of April, the reading part, so then I can start the 6 week plan. That's the plan. That's the plan. And then we'll see about restarting 75 hard later this year because it is what it is. I can't I mean, I'm kind of pissed, but not at anything. Just I just really wanted to get through this challenge. Like I've been waiting to do it all winter. Um and I just really wanted to succeed. And so I was kind of upset that that didn't happen. So I'm gonna do this 6 week challenge, which I'm starting, I'm kind of restructuring my workout also. I can't remember what, if I even told what I was doing before. But basically, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a full body weight lift. So in this book, I'm not doing the plan yet, but I'm going to take some of the things that I learned along the way to like work on as I'm going through the book. And one of the things she talked about was 150 minutes of cardio and 2 strength training or something like that. So I'm going to do Sunday a full body weightlifting, Monday hip hop step class, which I've been taking anyways, and that'll be a cardio. Tuesday I'm going to walk 30 minutes, that'll be a cardio. Wednesday I'm going to do a full body weight lift. No, that's not what I decided. What did I decide? Yeah, no, this was it. So Wednesday, I'm going to do full body weights. Thursday is Zumba, which is cardio. Friday is a walk for 30 minutes. So the 45-minute hip hop step, 45-minute Zumba, and 2 30-minute walks comes out to like 150, I think. And then 2 weightlifting days. Um, so I'm kind of changing the way I'm doing things. So I'm um, lifting on Sunday now, which I wasn't doing before. I think I was doing Tuesday, Wednesday, and then doing hip hop step and Zumba in between those. And I wasn't really walking lately. Um, I wasn't doing just walk days. So I'm gonna do weights on Sunday, hip hop step on Monday, walk on Tuesday, weights on Wednesday, Zumba Thursday, and walk on Friday. And then every other Sunday, I think it's the first and the third Sunday of the month, they do a yin yoga class, um, which I'm gonna take. I think it's today. So at 2 o'clock on Sundays, like every other Sunday. So I'm going to take that also. So my plan is to, on Sundays, when there is no yin yoga class, I'm going to go to church and then go to the gym and then record my podcast. On Sundays, when there is a yin yoga class, I'm going to go to church, record my podcast, and then go lift and then go to yin yoga. So that's going to be my new workout plan starting this week. Now that I'm getting back into it because after being sick or whatever. So that's my plan. I talked a little bit about my front yard project, which I'm not really started yet. I started on the smaller side of my driveway where I've got that all cleaned out. But it's basically, I'm gonna focus on like re-fertilizing and growing more, like have a more luscious yard. But I'm also going to restructure my um, landscaping in the front yard. So I have landscaping like all around the front of my house and then on the sides. And so basically what my plan is I'm going to take out everything out of there and then move it to the backyard. I have some like rock gardens in the backyard. And so what I'm going to do is take the rock from those and put them on the sides of my house. And then everything that I cleaned out in the front, I'm going to start on the corners. I'm going to put hydrangeas in. So I'm cleaning out all the bushes and flowers and everything that's in my front. It's just sort of just like a array of things. And I've like, as things have gotten overgrown, I've like moved them to other places. And so it's just kind of just an array of things. So I want to take everything out. I'm going to put rock on the sides of the house. I'm going to start with hydrangea in the corner of each side of the house. And then there's the driveway. And then there's all this like landscaping in the front. And so then I'm probably going to put 4 more hydrangeas, 4 to 6 more hydrangeas in the front. Because I want to space them out where they have space to grow. Because I know they can look like really awesome and luscious if they're taken care of properly. Which after I decided I wanted to do that, something that I read was that they need a lot of water. They take a lot of water. So, um, but that's my plan. But this year, I want to get I need to get the rest of the leaves from the fall cleaned out, and get my yard. I did like a weed killer last year, and then I want to do like lay more grass and more fertilizer. And then I want to clean out all the beds. I want to get the rock laid down on each side. And then I may just put plastic down all across the front and not do the hydrangeas this year. I haven't decided yet. Or I may just do a few. Another thing is I need to see how expensive they are. So I may just do like do the corners of the house and then wait to do the rest next year. I haven't decided yet because I really want to focus on the yard and the grass and getting it more luscious. Luscious is the word of my front yard this year. Luscious is my front yard's 2026 word of the year. um, and so I haven't really started. I've done that side of the yard, the smaller side on the other side of the driveway of cleaning out the leaves and stuff. Um, so I may just start like with that bed over there and move all the stuff to the back. That's where it's going to take me a lot of time because instead of just like pulling everything out and just trashing it, I want to transplant it to my backyard to try to, you know, save it and make it look cool in the back. So that's just going to take more time because everything that I pull out, I can't just leave it. I got to get it in the ground same day. So it's just going to take more time. So I may just leave the front bare this year and then next year get back into the grass again and then get the hydrangeas in. We'll see. It's a huge project for me to do by myself. Um, so I'm just going to do what I can. But I really want to get the yard, the leaves all cleaned up, get the yard fertilized and grass seed laid again, and then just start working on the beds as I can. But this next week is going to be a big week on. I want to spend at least 45 minutes to an hour every day this week after work. Probably won't be able to do Thursday or Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at least. Really just getting a big good chunk of the yard done. And I just rambled on about my stupid yard forever, but that's what's going on in my life. I even thought about just like taking my phone out there and setting it up and just doing a live of me cleaning out one of the side beds and putting rock in just to like have a live because I know that the more you go live on Twitch, the more whatever you get. So I like, well, I could just do lives of me working in the yard. I can't really do lives of the gym or my workout classes. So it's got to be like artwork, reading. I can maybe do my walks, but I don't know who would want to do a live walk unless I'm just chatting or whatever. And then recaps and stuff like that. So the gym and the workout classes just kind of have to be talked about. I don't want to do lives. I can't do lives in classes and I don't feel comfortable doing it while I'm like lifting weights or whatever at the gym. I'm just not at that point in my life. I don't want to be a gym, gym gym inspiration, whatever they're called, gym vlogger or whatever, workout girly vlogger or whatever. I'll just talk about like what I'm doing, but I don't really, you know. Anyways, um, my sons and I did play the Hobbit game on Easter, and it was fun, but we kind of didn't really understand the strategy of it as we were um, doing it until we got closer to the end, and then we were like, oh, okay. So, like, we want to play it again, and so we can try to do a different strategy of like trying to collect cards and adventure points and stuff like that closer to the beginning where we're not like scrambling to try to get them at the end before you fight the dragon. So it was fun, but we want to play it again where we kind of know that we need to get these certain Gandalf cards and adventure points and stuff before you get to that last section. Because there's like five or six sections. And so once you get to the last section, if you don't have all the required stuff to fight the dragon, you basically just have to keep going through the last section again until you get enough stuff to fight the dragon. So if you do it throughout the game and are strategic about it, then once you get to the end, then it's just fighting the dragon. So anyway, we're gonna play it again, but it was fun, and I'm so glad that we played it. Artemis update, Artemis 2, they made it home safely. I'm so happy for them. So excited for I saw so many things about people saying, "Oh, you're too old." And then they posted the age of these astronauts who were 47, 49, 50, and 50. So, hey, I'm 50. Not that I'm going to be an astronaut, but like, it's not over. Like, that's a huge thing. They went to space and they didn't go to space until they were 50 years old. Or they didn't go around the moon or whatever until they were 50 years old. So, and that's like a new adventure. That's a new thing. And so I just thought that was so amazing that people kept sharing their ages and like you're not too old and stuff like that. So I'm so happy that they're home safely with their families, and I hope that we continue to explore because I feel like it was a really great bringing together of the country. I mean, I'm sure there were people out there that said there's always like people who have something snarky to say about it, which I don't know what it would be, but who knows? Something about the environment or something about the patriarchy or like whatever. I'm just sick of it. Like, just stop. But like, can you not? Because they did the same thing with the Olympics when those boys said something about um, the girls' hockey team. I don't remember, but um, it was all like, oh, the Olympics are going to bring us together. And then something was said between either Trump or the hockey boys, and then everybody just went bonkers. Like, why can't you just stop? And so I was kind of hoping that, like, this would be a kind of a bringing together of our country, which I haven't seen anything negative, but I don't really follow or see that stuff because it's just not in my algorithm. And I started like marking not interested in so much stuff if I started seeing like things that I didn't want to see. So maybe there is stuff out there that's a negative to space and NASA. I don't know, but I really hope that we start doing more space stuff, more moon stuff, more astronaut stuff. Like I know it takes time to get those up and going, but I feel like it's just such it's exploring of something. And it just felt so, I don't know, it just felt like something new for them to go do that. And I just remember as a kid, I was obsessed with space. I begged my parents. There was a space camp in Florida that kids could go when I was a kid. This was been 80s, 80s probably. And I can remember begging and begging and begging my parents to go to space camp, like in the summer, like just please let me go to space camp. Please let me go to space camp. And I was gonna get to go, and then I can't remember, something happened and I didn't get to go. Um, but I was obsessed. I had a booklet or something on space camp, and I would just look through it, and all I wanted to do was go to space camp. And then when I was like a young teen, after I saw the movie Top Gun, all I wanted to be was a naval aviator. Like I just was obsessed with naval aviation. And so that's not the route that my life went. Um, I'm not really like I didn't really pursue like science and math like I would have needed to do something like that. So I'm not good at science and math, and so I don't know if I would have studied and pursued that harder if that could have been a thing or not, but I was just obsessed with space and space camp, and I was obsessed with Top Gun and naval aviation. So in another life. In another life. But I'm so happy that the Artemis crew is home with their families. I already marked that I posted the risotto recipe in the chat. So if you want to try out Stanley Tucci's basic risotto, go for it. It takes some time because you have to it takes attention. So that's why on Easter I cooked a chicken because you just throw that chicken in the oven and you don't have to mess with it. Where the risotto, you have to constantly be there stirring it, slowly adding stock, and so it just is a little bit more. It takes a little bit more attention, but it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, try the risotto. Let me know if you try it. Let me know what you think about it. What else? I got my taxes filed this morning. I'm so happy. Um, and someone texted me last week from church and asked me if I wanted to help out with their Kids Week, which is like the first week of June. So I'm super excited to do that. I haven't done that before, so I don't know what they do. It's like 5 years old through fifth grade or something like that. So it's younger kids, which I wouldn't, I mean, I know teenagers at church are probably a lot nicer than teenagers in the world, but I like younger kids. um, so I don't know what it's going to be like, but the theme is like into the wilderness, and it's just like faith and fun and kids, and I think it's like the first week of June, and it's in the evenings, like every night of the week, I think, or something. I don't remember. But anyway, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what. I don't know if they'll have meetings prior to for the volunteers and stuff, but they texted me and asked me if I wanted to help with that, and I was like, heck yeah, I'm in. So I'm excited to do that the first week of June with my church. Um, that's really all I got for church. What else did I have these? I wanted to share these because I have these new kids on the block cards that I got one time when I went shopping with my sister, and they just been sitting on my shelf. And so I was like, I'm just gonna open them up and share them on my podcast. So my one of my really good friends was a super New Kids fan. She had New Kids on the Block pillows and New Kids on the Block bedding in her room and stuff like that. I wasn't, I mean, I thought that I think it was this one. Is it less blurry? Jonathan. I think he was the one that I thought was cute, but I wasn't really um, here's no shoes on. I'm not a big fan of men's feet. Here's, look at that shirt. Hey, yo. Look at this vest. It's awesome. So, I mean, I liked them. I just wasn't a super fan like some of the girls were that I um grew up with. I liked, I don't know, I liked the Beastie Boys. Um, and then my siblings all like classic rock, and so I listened to a lot of classic rock stuff when I was younger. And so I don't know, I liked the Beastie Boys, and I liked I can't really think of anyone else. Here's a New Kids on the Block super quiz question. What is Jonathan Knight's middle name? Oh wait, it didn't. I don't know if it's gonna tell because I didn't. It's like the C on the next See the answer on the next exciting New Kids card. So I don't know if I have that card. Let's just Google it. I don't want to leave anybody hanging. What is Jonathan Knight's middle name from New Kids on the Block? Rajley. Jonathan Knight's full name is Jonathan Rajley, Rashlei Knight. So, there you go. I won't leave you hanging. That's Jonathan Knight's name. But anyway, I thought these were kind of cool. I was like, I'm just going to open them and show these cards. I was watching some guy he found some old, they were sort of like Garbage Pail Kids cards, but they were other like gross, like some kind of gross high school thing. And he was opening them on his YouTube, and I thought that's cool. And I was like, I have some New Kids on the Block cards. I'll just open those up and share those. Um, that's really all I have to talk about. Oh, I wanted to share this photo. This is a photo of me coloring my hair. Such a dork. I colored my hair this week. After I got to feeling better, I was like, I'm gonna color my hair. There's a pirate. I was like, I'm gonna color my hair and I'm going to give myself a little spray tan, and then I'm hopefully gonna be on the mend. And I don't know if you can see this. You can't really see it on camera, but my spray tan on my hands and my feet are a complete and total mess. So that it looks insane. So I have to wear socks, which I usually do wear socks. And then my hands are, you can kind of see the lighter in between. My knuckles are a lot darker. So I'm hoping that'll fade. It's faded a lot more. I took a shower this morning, and so it faded a lot more. But anyway, happy Sunday. I'm gonna go to the gym and lift, and then I'm gonna go to 2 o'clock yoga class and start working on what I want to talk about next week. I'm going to do a live on Wednesday, and I'm probably going to start painting those little miniatures. So I'm super excited about that. I've been doing a little drawings each day, so I kind of feel like that's just kind of like, like a quick little draw something daily. And so I think that I'm actually just gonna do the painting for my lives, at least for right now, because I'm super excited to get into the painting of those. And it's going to be so tedious and, very detailed. I have these little teeny tiny paint brushes. They're so little. And then I have this card where you can scan the code, and it'll take you to a download of the monsters, because that's what this is. It's a monster set. And so you can scan the code and it'll show you like what they look like. So you can kind of get an idea of the colors that you want to paint them and that kind of thing. So I have the PDF of the monsters, and so I'm not sure which one I'm going to start painting on first. I know the dragon would probably be easiest, but I really kind of want to paint that mushroom because I think he's super cute. So I may just start working on the mushroom. So I'm going to do a live on Wednesday of art and paint. And then I'll be back on Sunday. Hopefully, I'll have a better idea of when I'm going to start the Twin Peaks watch and then do the recaps. So I'll kind of brainstorm that over the next week. And then that's all. Unless I decide to do some lives in my yard, which I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, but I would love to do more lives each day. My nose is just like running. I need to go blow it. But I would like to do more daily lives because I know a lot of Twitch people, they do like a 30-day challenge or a 7-day challenge and they go live like every day. I would like to do that, but I mean, I work a full-time job. Um, I have a house to take care of. I have like gym stuff. I have like church stuff. I have, like Bible study groups. And so it's just sort of like, when would I do it? I mean, I guess I could do a live in the yard. I could do a live work with me for, well, I don't know. I'd like to add more, but for right now, I think Sundays at noon and Wednesdays at 6 are going to be where it's at. So I will see you on Wednesday for some live art with me.